Hello and welcome to Talking Development. I'm thrilled to be recording this episode from Stockholm, the beautiful capital of my home country, Sweden. Today I have the pleasure of being joined by Marcus Wallenberg, a banker, industrialist, entrepreneur, and philanthropist all at once. Marcus is one of the most passionate advocates for promoting sustainability and climate action in Sweden and across the globe, a topic that will be at the heart of our conversation. There are so many companies in different sectors that you're involved in. Is it hard to convince companies to care about sustainability? How do you make companies be part of the sustainability agenda?
No, it's not hard. We have come to the conclusion that if you want to be competitive in years to come, in this world as it looks, you have to be sustainable. And therefore we see it as a very important thing to engage with the companies in our portfolio to really start to transition into more eco-friendly businesses. But as we have done this now a number of years, we have come to the conclusion that if you think about different ways of sustainability, to do scope 1 and scope 2, you can do that pretty easily. But if you really want to address the sustainability issue, you also have to look into the scope 3. That is much harder, takes much longer time.
So patience is required?
No, I think actually we have to be impatient about this because it's so important. Mm-hmm. But we just have to realize that if you're going to change many things, get new suppliers or get your suppliers to change into the same kind of way of thinking around sustainability, that takes time.
Mm-hmm. One player in this agenda that I think can play a very important role is the financial sector. Mm. And as I talk to various financial institutions around the world, they're getting quite worried about the exposure they have to climate risk, even in their own portfolio, and they're starting to think, how do we prepare for it, and what role can we also play in sustainable financing? What have you put in place through your leadership role in the SE-Banken, which is a Northern European bank? And do you see the financial sector as a pivotal player? What role they can play?
Well, on your last point, I think the whole notion put together by many, but one was of course Mark Carney, in really realizing that if we're going to address this question, we need the financial sector to play along. I think that is absolutely the right way to go about it. We came in quite early. We did the first green bond in the world together with you at the World Bank. We have come to the conclusion when we now look at the customers of the bank that they are very engaged in doing green financing as it is. We have classified and set up targets for certain industry groups, such as fossil-based energy. So we have cut that exposure quite dramatically in the last, since 2019. And by 2030, we're supposed to be at substantially lower numbers. And you know that World Bank has a very important role to play in my book because you can really help in providing guarantee schemes and support in different ways to get the private financial market engaged in the sustainability question. Mm-hmm. You also have to remember that here in Northern Europe, if you, for example, are going to sell an investment fund, it's very hard to sell it unless it's green, which means that the customers, those who are investing, are also demanding that it has to be a green component in what they buy. So I find the financial market, the financial sector, to be absolutely at the center of this question going forward.
That's excellent. A lot for other countries to learn from Sweden in this regard, because you've got both the push and the pull working at the same time, which I think many countries are in transition towards that. So the World Bank wants to step up, but we're also going to learn from Sweden in this regard. So
Well,
we'll pick up on that.
maybe we can be supportive of that, but I also think that one of the challenges going forward is to see to that we find a system to really document what you're achieving, so that the question of greenwashing does not become a stumbling block here. So that's an important part.
That's one of the biggest issues and biggest risks we also see. So we focus a lot now also on advising on having the taxonomies so that it's very clear to investors, but also the disclosures so that there's a bit of a check and balance to be able to verify. Very good. I can't resist but to ask one more question, which I like to ask everyone because I'm right now trying to really learn as much as I can, and that is about AI. We know that AI presents loads of potential opportunities, but also potentially risks, and many are worried about what happens to jobs with AI. In your view, what do you see as some of the opportunities of using AI for what you also feel passionate about, which is the sustainability agenda? Do you see them go hand in hand?
They could definitely potentially be there, because I believe that we will not solve the sustainability question without advanced technology going forward. I think AI will be one component. How do we reskill and upskill a lot of people in this world to be using AI in a way that will actually support development going forward? And that will take time as well. But I think if we do it in the right way, if we educate people in the right way, it will be a substantial boost to what we're trying to achieve. My view of AI is more from the positive side than from the negative side. But we also have to remember that there is always a new generation coming. And they will, in my view, see a lot of the benefits that is going to go on. And there's probably going to be a lot of exciting stuff going on as well. But it will touch on so many things. It will touch, I mean, we need a tremendous amount of energy. There will be a tremendous investment boom to figure this one out. But there will be, in my mind, it will augment the human. And I think that's the way we should look upon it going forward.
Wonderful. Marcus, thank you so much for being on Talking Development.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck with everything you're doing at the World Bank.
Thank you. And I look forward to seeing how we can pick up on some of the issues we discussed over these last few days.
Absolutely.
See how we can strengthen the partnership between Sweden and the World Bank, and in all of these exciting areas that need partnerships, and as we've been discussing, the collective action by all.
Look forward to that.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you
so much. And thank you so much for joining us here on Talking Development. Here's my take. 1. The private sector holds the key to a net zero future, and public-private partnerships are what's going to unlock the level of investment needed to make the green transition a reality. 2. Research and development and innovation are crucial for businesses to survive and make a lasting impact. And AI presents opportunities across many sectors, from energy to pharmaceuticals, but we need to equip the new generation to harness its power and potential. And 3, greening the financial sector can help drive investment, but requires standards and disclosures to avoid greenwashing. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, and see you next time on Talking Development.